Hey, Tony Gas is here. Y'all got to forgive me. Let me make sure. Okay. All right. Make sure when I got the coach. Now, listen. Now, one thing you got to realize when you see a video on my page, it's not just about that title because I be talking. So, in that video, we're going to end up covering a lot of different things. One of my clients brought that to my attention the other day, reminded me of that, and she told me that she watched every single video, regardless of the title, because she know it's always other gems in that video, even if it's titled something totally different. So want y'all to realize and understand that. Also, some people out here, it's a lot of women out here, and it could be men with fake accounts as a woman, because that is a thing. We do have those type of lame men out in the world. But being that some of y'all so ready to cap for a man and ready to get used, if you before you go over there and get used by that man, click that link in the description and grab you piece of the ownership of the future revenue of this here channel that you watching, and go read about that, this SEC registered situation, so you can learn about this right here. So that way you might have your couple dollar coming in while you over there getting used because you don't want to listen. And so I try to tell y'all, try to give you the game so you don't get used. Now, this how you gonna know. And this is in no particular order, but this how you gonna know. Let me first help you understand first a provider man's mentality. Okay. I am a provider man. That's a term y'all come up with. I ain't know it was called that. But here's the thing. My wife does not have to pay any bills. If she does something to earn money, all of the money that she earns is for her. My goal is to earn enough money to take care of her and our two sons, my mother and her mother. That's my goal. If my wife has money and she sees where something is needed, she can choose to help out. But the way I look at life is I gotta be able to afford my family. And if I can't afford my family, whatever I can't afford, I let the stuff that is not a necessity go. I let it go. So, for example, on a holiday, my goal is to give my wife some gifts. So I may get X amount of dollars worth of gifts, and then I will give her X amount of dollars to go buy other things that she want, that she pick. And she don't pay no bills. And then the money that comes in, that is our money, that's our family money. So it goes into a joint account. She has a personal account. I have a personal account. Then we have business accounts. So business money goes into the business account. My salary goes into the joint account. Then from the joint account, she gets spending money and I get spending money. But I'm a man, I don't really need spending money. So I spend out of the joint. And then anything that I need, she will order it from me because she run the Amazon account with Amazon Prime. So for example, this here tripod, she ordered this on Amazon. This microphone, she ordered this. The webcam that you see me on, she ordered that. So that's what she take and do. Okay. And that's what you got to realize. So, and then my goal, now I'm going to tell you now what my goal is. I can't always do it. My goal is to give my wife $10,000 a month that she could do whatever she want to do with. So the stuff that she does for her face, it might be something to deal with. I don't know what it's called, but it's one of the procedures is $1,250. It's another little whole kit and caboodle she do that might be $7,000. So my goal is to give her $10,000 a month. Now, I can't always do that if we have other things going on, like school tuition or a big birthday party or something happening in the family and we got to remodel something, fix a car, something like that. So, but at the minimum, I work so that I could give her at least $1,000 a week. So $4,000 a month, with the goal for that 4,000 to be able to take care of hair, nails, hands and toes, massage, facial, or whatever it is on the face going on, and then some shopping, like whatever might need. New pair of shoes get dropped, new collab, to where she got a few dollars to where she could, boom, grab the new jacket, grab the new shoe. That's my goal as a man. And everything she bring in, if she want to go work a job and she get a job, let's say she want to go do research, clinical research, something like that. She got a master's degree in biomedical science or medical sciences, undergrad in biomedical science. Let's say she want to go back to school, become an RN or nurse practitioner, physician's assistant, whatever. I'll pay for her school, and then the money she earn, that'll be her money. To where now, if she want to go buy a Birkin, she could buy a Birkin. But the way my wife is, because I take care of her, when she get money, she turn around spending money on me. She'll spend a nice little lump sum on me. So Valentine, man, I got one of my gifts right here called an Ember. Ember, send me a check. And it sit on a little charger, and you set the temperature, and it keep your coffee to that temperature. So I'm out here hitting the coffee right now. Y'all give me a little coffee break. All right, I'm back. I don't drink on the camera. This is another one of my gifts. This is a little Christian Dior water bottle full of water. It's right here. See how full that water is? I ain't even had no water yet. Y'all give me a little water break. All right. And so look, those two of my Valentine gifts right there I got with me. If I got anything else in here with me for Valentine. And so what else I got? I got a new thing called a Bartesian. And it's like it make you a little mocktail or cocktail at the house. And I already had a Bartesian. That was one of my other gifts. So that Bartesian go to my office, to my men's lounge next door. She got an office next door that's 800 square feet, but she don't use it. So now she giving it back to me so I could turn it into my lounge. And so that's how, when a man provides, a good woman don't just want to take. She gonna also want to bless him. She gonna also want to give to him. So I don't have to hear, if I need my little love, I don't have to hear no excuses. I don't have to hear nothing, because she understands how hard I'm working for her. And then her mama is not my responsibility. Her mama is not her responsibility, other than what she doing for God because of her mama age. Her mama in her 70s. I think she's 71, 72. But I made her mama my responsibility. So a good woman gonna appreciate if her husband look out for her mama, because some women who was raised by their mama as a single mom, and my wife is her mom's only child. So her goal was to become a doctor so she could help her mom, because her mom come over from Jamaica and lived a rough life in America at times. And so that's what I want you to first understand. So when a man is using you, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. When a man is using you, he wants to be a part of your motion. He wants to be your manager, or he wants to be your publicist. He wants to be your boss. He want to be the head of the company, when that's not what he does. If that's not what he does, then what he's supposed to do is go take you to the number one agency, the number one company, the number one management, the number one whatever, the number one connection. And then he help you broker a deal. He help you do the deal, but he knows they got more connections than him. They got more clout than him. They got more knowledge than him. So he gonna let them eat, because he knows you're gonna get way more being with them on their roster than being up under him, and him just facilitating what's coming to you based on the deals you out here doing. Let's say you doing real estate. Let's say you doing whatever. He not finna say, hey, let me go start a brokerage, and then you be part of my brokerage, so that you ain't making these white folks no money. And then you get on social media and you post videos every day, and you're gonna have so many people coming to you, and then we keep everything in-house. That's not what a man who come to marry you finna do, because you was already on before he came. He finna take you to the number one agency. If that's Keller Williams, if that's whoever, and they got so much traffic coming in, he finna advise you and give you game so you could broker your deal, your best percentage. But now, instead of you just eating off of what you doing, posting on social media, you in line getting a round robin because of the agency you with. So you getting deals coming from them, and you still get to do your thing and bring in your deals, but you got an expert company that's been in it for 100 years versus your man who just jumped off the porch and think he know a little something, and he was educated in a prison cell, and now he coming to try to give you all the game. And see, that's the thing. A man who come to benefit you, he don't want to be on your payroll. He don't want to have a cut of your money that's coming in. He don't want to stay home and be no stay-at-home dad unless you explicitly ask him to do that. And then if he gonna do that, he gonna learn how to get money while he at home. He gonna learn how to make money from home. He don't want to ask you for no money unless he absolutely have to. Unless he absolutely is capped on his earning. But even if he capped on his earning, he's not going to be capped on his ambition. So there was a time where my wife had to help pay bills. When we first met and we got together, she had her apartment, I had my apartment. Then we moved in together. And it was in her name, and she was working, I was working. Her credit was better than my credit. And then my goal that whole time, get on my feet. Get on my feet. I had been in the streets hustling. I had been mismanaging my money. I had been an organized pimp, you know, kind of like a, what you call that? I had a modeling troupe called the Dazzling Dimes. And we was expanding all throughout the state of Florida, and had, you know, women who work with me and they go into the club and twerk. We get a little thing, whatever. We did music videos, we did calendar, stuff like that. Then later it popped up in Atlanta. Somebody did something in Atlanta called the Dimes or something in Atlanta. And it was like that. And they were taking it real serious. So when I got back with my wife, I retired from that. She told me, you got to let the Dazzling Dimes go. You got to let the streets go. You can't be selling no drug. And you're going to have to live and do the right thing. We had our son. He was premature. My wife got fired from working a job. She's working at the group home at first with me, but we worked with a different type of population. And one of the men in her house where she worked, he fantasized about the baby in the woman's stomach. And he was that type of pedo. So she had to stop working once she started showing. And then after she had our son, she went to work as at the dentist office in the front, like an office assistant. But she would have to call out like 3 days a week, some weeks. And so after a little while, they fired her. And after that, she never worked again. And she probably was 20, could have been 21. She never worked again. So it was just my salary after that. And then I started to build my brand. And her money was the refund check from school. And so our son was born in 2007. She probably getting refund checks probably I don't know, 2010 or something, or I can't remember. Yeah, probably 2010. She got her master's and all that and would get a refund check August and January. And she would get $10,000 in August, $10,000 in January. So she was getting $20,000 a year, and that was her money. And then she would put that towards bills or whatever portion of it towards bills, because I was making $20,000. And then I started earning money in 2010. So this what I want you to understand. And it's certain. Now I know guys who they don't make enough to take care of all of the bills, all the car notes and all of that, and live on that level. So, and then have recreation and school tuition and all of that. So it's like they wife work. But in essence, the man is paying the rent, or the man is paying the rent or the mortgage, paying the lights and the water. And the woman check really is going to, like, if they want to go out to eat, they want to go to Disney World, they want to do something like that. And that's how, for the most part, that's what it's going to be with a provider man. So what a provider man going to do, let's say like in that, in the Fantasia situation, what everybody talking about, what he'll do is come in and he will have his job and his business. His job will not become her, because that's not what he does. He's not an artist manager. So he not known for that. So what he'll do is he'll come in and he'll run his business. It'll be funded by him and his people. He run his business. He would not ask her for no investment. He would not take no percentage of her money. He would not be on her payroll. He would advise her and give his opinion, but he would put her with the top expert in whatever category that she need. And he would play the side. He would do his thing. So it's kind of like also what Serena Williams and her husband. He came in as a quote unquote billionaire, one of the founders of, maybe it was Reddit. And then he has these tech companies. Now, what he should not do is he should not ask his wife for any investment in any of his tech businesses. If he asks her to invest in a tech company, out of her tens of millions that she has made, that is a red flag, because tech is volatile and there's no guarantees that it will work. So what a provider man would do in that situation is he will go to real venture capitalists who are billionaires who have money to lose, and he would raise money from them and put their money at risk, not his wife's money at risk. Then out of the millions that he raised from the billionaires or the 100 millionaires, he will take and bring a deal to his wife and make her an ambassador for the company. And he will give her the largest amount of ambassador pay or revenue or equity that he can possibly give her. He's still leveraging her brand and benefiting from her brand, but she getting paid, and it's no risk to her. If the company fails, she has lost nothing. And then the money that comes into her, that's her money for her portfolio. She could spend it on the kids. She could buy him some gifts if she want to. She can put it up in savings. She can invest it in stuff she interested in. She can choose to invest in his company if she want to, but he didn't ask her to. And he also going to let her know fully what all of the risks are. So just like that link in the description, when you go over there to invest in my channel and you see my video, at the end of it, it has the disclaimer that say nothing is guaranteed. That's what you have to say, because you want people to know. You don't want to twist nobody's arm. It's like, yeah, you see I'm on here working. You know I'm getting paid. You know my YouTube making money, but I can't take and just guarantee you and say, hey, yeah, you're going to make this amount of money. You're going to make this amount of money. Hey, hit this right here. I have to lead you to the water. And then you get to choose if you want to drink. I got to give you the knowledge. And you get to choose if you want to think. And so that's what you have to understand. A man who is not using a woman, he does not want to share her limelight. He don't want to be in her light. He don't want to be on her stage. He don't want to be in her movies. He don't want to be in the way. He don't want to do that. And see, I'm gonna tell y'all something now. This is unpopular opinion now. When Megan Good got with Devon Franklin, a red flag went up for me, because I knew that Devon Franklin was not the type of man that make Megan Good ovaries jump. But he produced movies. And when she came out and she said on one of the shows, one of the interviews, she said, yeah, I told him I can't be in none of your movies, because people gonna think that's why I got with you. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? He's a handsome man. Why would we think that? But she knew. She knew certain people could tell why she was getting with him. Because for all intents and purposes, not a bad guy or nothing like that, but when you have those type of women right there, they not really attracted to quote unquote squares, or like the lames, or like the nerds, or like the good boys. They want a little more oomph in a man. But then also she got with Jonathan Major, but it's like she realized she can't date for ovaries. She got to date who got motion and who doing big things. Can't just be out here for love now. She ain't trying to do all that now. But then as soon as she got with Jonathan Major, boom, career took a crash. Got with Devon Franklin, boom, divorce came. And so sometimes it's the other way around. Now what Devon saw, he saw a pretty hot and tempting woman. He saw sex. He saw a fantasy, and he wanted to experience that. Because it wasn't like she had a lot of character or integrity, or like, like a lot of like, ooh, wife material. That is not what you see when you look at Megan Good. You don't just see like this wife. You see a good person. You see somebody with a good heart, somebody who will love, but you also a little skeptical. And you also look, yeah. So he wanted to dive in, and that's why it didn't last. See, love don't expire, but lust does. That's what you got to realize. Now, love can walk away if it's not being reciprocated, but that don't mean it expires. That don't mean you stop loving that person. You might not be in love with them. You might not be with them. But if you love somebody, you can always have love for them, even if you're not with them. Like, you can always wish them the best, even if they wasn't the best to you. And so what you got to realize is sometimes people come to use you. Men, it could be a man or a woman. But we talking about the man, but you could just invert this. So when a man come and he automatic and he want to get part of your situation, he come to you, you a RN, you a nurse anesthetist, you a whatever it is, you doing this and that. And he come to you and y'all forget my wife text me. And he say, hey, well, you know, I got a client who she make over 400,000 and she's single. And in her case right there, a man could come and say, get with her, they start dating. And then he say, well, so how are you, how are you with your money? Like, how are you with your finances? Because I know you do this type of job and it pays well, but how are you with your finance? Like, can you touch 100K right now? Red flag. They ain't none of your business, boy. Because you supposed to be coming to take care of her. It don't matter if she spent every single dime. You coming to be her husband, so it don't matter what she do with her money. Her credit score could be the same as her shoe size, boy. Because you the provider. And see, we got a lot of men who don't understand what it takes to be a man. It's a cost to be the boss. Like, I'm not worried about my wife's credit score. I'm not worried about her debt. That's my wife. I got to cover all of that because I'm called to love my wife as Christ loved the church. What is Christ? A redeemer. He's a debt coverer. All of our debt, he covered it. He died for all of our sin. Every sin we have committed and every sin we gonna commit, he died for it. That's the role of a husband. A man should never ask a woman what her credit score is. Man should never ask a woman how much debt she got, because all that is money. What you need to be finding out is, can she be trusted? What you need to be finding out is, she a liar? What you need to be finding out is, can you count on her? Don't worry about all that extra stuff, all that money and all that. That's money. It's coming and going. Like, that's neither here nor there. You worry about the wrong thing. See, that's what you got to understand. So if a man come in, he come to my client and he say, well, I tell you this, and I don't want to impose or nothing like that, but as you know, because you're a woman of God, as you know, the Bible say the man is the head, and that wives should submit unto their husbands as unto the Lord. And so for me, I believe being your covering and being your head, I believe that you should let me help you with your finances so that your money comes into an account, and then I will divvy it out and I'll make strategic investments for us, and I'll run those investments by you and teach you about those investments and explain those investments to you and let you know what I'm doing. But it's really, and excuse my French, but it's really a shame that you earn $400,000 a year and you can't touch $100,000 cash. And so, but I get it, because it's a lot of boss babes, and really y'all aren't really educated, and y'all really don't know what you're doing. This is what he's saying now. Some people try to come and clip this and be like, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm telling you. This is what the man's saying to you. He debasing you right in front of your face. He telling you, you stupid, right to your face. Even though you done became somebody who could earn 6 figures, he telling you, you dumb. He just got out of prison. So he really can't tell you nothing. Cause he got out of prison. And I'm gonna tell you something now. We trusted Jay Morrison after doing 2 years in prison for crack cocaine. Y'all see what he did with that $12 million that y'all gave him? Get on. It's like, I'm gonna tell you like this right here. If a man went to prison, I'm a man. If a man went to prison for anything money related, like he was selling drugs to get money, he was doing fraud, he was doing credit card fraud. If he went to prison for assault, that's different. If he went to prison for murder, ixnaying somebody, that's different. But if anything had to do with money, I definitely ain't letting him touch my money under no circumstances. He ain't touching. He ain't coming nowhere near my money. No. Nope. Okay, you could have changed your life. You could redeem. You could redeem with your money. Run a bag up. Go right ahead. Redeem with your money. Go right ahead. Do your thing, bruh. Hey, run it up. You ain't touching nothing over here. You ain't touching nothing of my money at all. Because just in case you relapse, you ain't finna have me out of house and home. You ain't finna have me with a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out of. Absolutely not. You can run you a bag up. You're not managing none of my business affairs. Guess what? The lowest entry to that Tulsa real estate fund was $500. You don't think I had $500? Sure did. I ain't give a dime. Because soon as he say he did 2 years in prison for cocaine, nope. And guess what? I was right. But see, it's a lot of people who don't have discernment. It's a lot of people who can't really see. So the lead investor is a brother who know money. He invested $40,000. Ain't get a dime back. But you know why? It's because he from a different walk. He's a good guy. He's an honest guy. What they say, nice guys finish last. He couldn't read that this is a hustler. See, men know men, but it's different types of men. If you were one of the men that was on the porch, that's all you understand is men who was on the porch. If you one of the men who jumped off the porch and got active, now you understand everything. Because you done been on the inside, you done been on the outside. You done been up on the porch watching the action happen, and you done been out in the trenches getting active. So now you know. So when we come to you and we have redeemed our lives, Christ has redeemed us. See, that's all I believe in Jesus Christ. You have whatever religion you want to have. If it ain't Jesus Christ, go right ahead. And it's fake Christians. It's people who ain't living right, ain't doing the right thing and all that. So just because somebody say Jesus, I don't trust them. I don't trust how they talk. I trust how they walk. See, listen. What do Christ do for the church? The Bible say, what do the Bible say? Y'all forgive me. Let me answer this. So what you got to realize is what is the example of Jesus in the church? So Jesus don't make us do nothing. He lead by example. He leaves instruction, but we have free will. And everything that we get, it belongs to us. He doesn't take anything. You got free will. All the money you earn, Jesus don't take none of your money. You got free will. He is sacrificial. He's loving. He's caring. He's giving. He's forgiving. He gives, 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 and he forgives. He is an advisor, but he doesn't benefit financially from your work. He don't benefit from it. It's pastors that'll ask you for some of your money that you're working for. And they will twist scripture about tithes and all of that. And you got to give your money to get a blessing and all of this. They are fraudulent, but they trying to keep them lights on, and they trying to keep their narcissism active. The ones who do this, not all of them, not all pastors are fake. So don't get it like that. But a pastor who real, he's not going to make you feel like you got to pay tithes to go to heaven. Y'all forgive him. So that's what you got to realize is Jesus is the standard for men and how we ought to love a woman. So when a man is coming to love you, all he wants in return is love. And love encompasses respect. He don't want to be a part of your business. Only way he want to, and guess what? You shouldn't want him to be a part of your business unless he is the best at what he does. So like when my wife get ready to do some business, she get ready to do something, she will ask me, can I execute it? But she don't ask me for my opinion on her logo or her design or the name of it or whatever, because she want that to be of her mind. She know I could go and bring it to life. So I do that. But guess what? Not only do I do that, I will market it for her with the audience that I done built, like her ebook called Wife Tight on Amazon and her Pilates socks. I will market it to my audience and every dime go to her. I have her set it up to where it's her account that the money get deposited into. That's the role of a husband. Now, you can't listen to the guy Yoda talking about you got to have $300,000 in an account. Now, I ain't never did that now, because listen, you could die any day. So 300 in there today, 30 in there tomorrow. Man, I'm living, man. I'm booking me a business class flight to Tokyo. Man, I'm not finna be sitting on no 300K. 300K my behind. Them credit card scammers coming to hit you. And that done happened to me. I'm gonna hear me sitting that money in that account. Next thing I know, I open an account. All these fake companies then withdrew all this money. I'm like, my goodness. Like, man, Kelbo and came back in business or something. I'm like, my goodness. I'm like, the Atlanta scammers done hit me. Literally, I had withdrawals from my account from shell companies, fake companies out of Atlanta and Fort Lauderdale. I say, wow. I learned then, spend your money. Spend your money, because if you don't spend it, somebody else going to spend it for you. But you got to have an earnings plan. And a part of spending your money is investing into the stock market or crypto or your website or your brand, your business. That's a part of spending your money too. But don't just be sitting on a whole bunch of money. Live your life, because you could wake up dead tomorrow. And y'all, I know you can't wake up dead. So some people be so in their feelings about my colloquialisms that I use from Country Bunk in Florida and don't realize it is a joke. Listen, I got more sense than a piggy bank. Like, ain't nothing about me dumb. Everything I say that don't make no sense is intentional. So I hate to break that to y'all, because I am an actor. I know how to act. Okay, I'm not no real actor, but I know how to act. So I know how to play dumb. I know how to sound dumb. But ain't nothing about this over here done. Okay? Bag gets her. Okay? So that's what you got to realize and understand is y'all have to watch these finessing men who come in with all this pseudo knowledge and be using these 16-letter words. If a man use a 16-letter word, run. And y'all listen, it could be an 8-letter word, it could be a 12-letter word. Don't be so specific to where you like, oh, let me Google this and count how many letters. Because Tony said if he used a 16-letter word, run. Oh, 14 letters. I can give this. I can open my leg. 14 letters. Barely made the cut. No, it might be an 8-letter word. Might be a 7-letter word. If it's more letters than the word you use, you got to sleep with one eye open on that joker. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. And if he done been to prison, that's another red flag. You got to take your time to see if he has been renewed. Just because he done went to prison don't mean he's a bad guy. I know I got several homeboys that been to prison. And they good guys. Now, don't mean they all the way clean. Now, don't mean they perfect. But you got to take your time to see. You got to take your time to see now. Because a lot of y'all don't be thinking about that. No. I'm in business. I got business partners that have been to prison. But it's not for fraud. It's not for money. It's for violence. And so that's different. So so the fact that they done been to prison for violence, it let me know that they know how it go. That they know if they play with my money, that it's gonna get violent. So that's why I'm okay with it. Now, if it was for fraud, no. Well, you better not with my money. You ain't managing my money. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Got to go. And so y'all out here getting finesse. Listen, I'm telling you like that right here. Tell it right here. A man who is about you, he never gonna ask you for money. And when I say never, I don't mean one time. I don't mean that he not gonna ask you one time, but honestly, really never. He never gonna ask you for money. And if he asks you for something that's a test, it's gonna be something small. Like, hey, baby, you think you could grab me one of them t-shirts that I could wear? I gotta go to this event. You think you can swing by the mall, grab one of them t-shirts? It's gonna be something like that, and it's just gonna be like a one-off. Like, it ain't gonna be no every week, no every month. Like, he really is not gonna ask you for nothing but some draws. That's it. I'm gonna be honest with you. A man who is about you, all he really want is some draws. He wants you to get out your comfort zone. Well, unless you use the script. He wants you to get out your comfort zone. He wants you to put that right there on. He want to see that thing swing. He want to see that thing drop and twirl. You hear me? That's really all he want. He want a cooked meal, a clean house. He want your hair, your nails done, your teeth done. Not teeth done like veneers, but he want your teeth brushed. Like, that's really all he want. Like, he don't want nothing to do with your money. Nothing. He take it personal that you got more money than he got. He take it personal. He not a word in you now. A-B. Y'all know what the rest of us spell. He ain't taking it out on you now. But he take it personal. He like, no, I got to get my bag up. I got to get my bag up. No, I got to figure something out. That's what he want. That's how a man is. Listen to me now. He ain't talking about your money. He not mentioning your money. He not worried about what you getting paid. He ain't worried about how you spend your money. He ain't worried about none of that. Oh, I got to worry about how she spend her money because we about to be in a relationship together. So that's hogwash. He lying, talking about I can't worry about your money. Because how am I going to be with a woman who financially irresponsible? That's your job to be financially responsible. That's your job to make more than she could spend. That's your job to get out here and have you a goal. That's your job. And that's your job to pick a woman with some sense. Dummy. If your woman got some sense, she not finna spin you out of house and home. So stop making lame excuses. Now, the reason why these men think like that is because they plucking a woman off a pole. They're going out here and picking up a $2 scallywag. So, yes, you got to worry about that. She is a savage. She from the streets and for the streets. But if you go get a real woman who got some sense, who got a head on her shoulder, she not finna eat you out of house and home, spin you out of house and home. She really want what she came with. She really want what she came with. Like, she ain't trying to live off of you. Like, yeah, she expect you to take care of and all that, providing all that, but she gonna be doing what she supposed to do. I came to work with this water, with this coffee, and a protein shake that I already drank, and a lunch that's in the refrigerator. My wife taking care of me. So then after I went and got my hair cut, I'm coming home. I said, baby, I'm coming home real quick to get my shake. Love my shake. Do you need anything? She said, no, I think I'm good. So I'm getting ready to go. And then she said, well, actually, if you haven't passed it already, can you stop at Pop-Up Bagel and get this right here kind of bagel and it right here? And I was like, yeah, I'm just not leaving the shop. So I ain't passed it. So I went a different route to go by the bagel plate. Listen, it's give and receive. She done packed my lunch. She done made my shake. She done made my coffee. She done filled up my water bottle. She done filled up my water bottle. Y'all got to forgive me. Yeah, lose my voice. Talking too much. And so she did all that right there. So now I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop by the bagel plate, pick up some bagels. Then add a little extra on there. Bought a salmon lock. Bought a salmon thing they were selling. Came with a 4th bagel. Minimum order 3 bagels. Like, how you even tell me minimum order 3 bagels? Like, what if I only want 1 bagel? Like, how I'm gonna eat 3 bagels? What if I ain't got no friends? What the rare kind of business model is this? Minimum order is 3 bagels at Pop-Up Bagel. And so Pop-Up send me a check. And so now you see how that worked. She look out for me. I'm looking out for her. That's what happened when you get with somebody who is for you. They're going to want to reciprocate. So, and I'm going to tell you one thing. Now, this is my fault, but I don't want to hear your mouth about it. That's the thing. This is my choice. This is what I choose. My woman, I'm going to stick beside her. So, one thing that I do wrong is I go broke for my wife. Like, when it come a holiday, I will spend every dime that I have on my wife. And yes, you could say, oh, well, it ain't all about gifts and it ain't all about material and all of that. But just sitting up under somebody telling them you love them when you got some money in a bank account, that just ain't gonna hit the same. And so, but let me tell you what happened though. Let me tell you what happens. When I honor my wife, God bless me. I spend everything I got on her. And then the next week, I have a bunch of new clients come in for whether it's ghostwriting, business consulting, life coaching, whatever. Like a man just wrote me. They donating this year. They donating 25,000 to the boys program. He just wrote me. Say, hey, boom, love what y'all doing. Can you send me an address? I'm getting ready to send a check for the first installment. Can you provide me with who to make it payable to and the address to send it? Look at God. Look at God. So now that minimizes how much I have to give. Because so now I don't have to take, because see me, I am also the type of person, I take food off my table to help somebody with more need. And I ask my family to understand that we blessed abundantly. And so sometimes we got to eat a little less so that somebody else could have even just a little bit to eat. But with that heart's posture, what God does is God moves so that I don't have to do that to my family. And there was times that I did that and God, he correct me. And he said, no, Tony, no. Your wife and kids is your first ministry. You're giving to family members who are adults, who are musky. And they musky, but not from working. They musky from squandering and playing. Don't you ever take food out your wife and your children's mouth to give to able-bodied adults. He said, what you do, because he said, now you casting pearls to swine. Now you sowing seed on stony ground. He said, what you do is you help the needy. You help those who are doing all they can to help themselves and still falling short. You help those who are good stewards, not people who is in fornication, in all kind of idolatry, in all kind of sin and debauchery, and coming to you for your family money, but doing what they want to do with their money. See, the Lord had to correct me, because a lot of times as men, we feel that responsibility for our whole entire family. But what God first called you to is the woman that you commit your life to, and then the kids that you commit your life to, whether that's her kids or your kids or both of y'all kids. That's what you first called to. Then you help the elderly, the needy, the other children, but not grown, able-bodied adults who smoking drugs or gambling or in fornication, buying what they want, but begging for what they need. No, they ain't how you do that. So Lord had to teach me. So I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to be honest with you. We live in a world now where you're going to need 2 incomes. Like if it's normal incomes, you're going to need 2 incomes. Now, let me help you understand something now. But if that man make $500,000, if that man make 250,000 in certain cities, you don't need 2 incomes. If he make 100,000 in certain cities, you don't need 2 incomes, because you got to think about it. If he hit it, the average woman earn 30 to 50K. So if a man at 100K, the average man earn 40K. So if a man at 100K, he earning what the average man and the average woman earn. So if the woman don't want to work because she want to be home and present with the kids, then the woman shouldn't have to work, and y'all have to budget a lifestyle that can fit inside of $100,000 a year earning. And y'all might have to move to a city that you could do that. Now, if y'all want this $250,000 lifestyle, then yeah, the woman gonna have to work. If he make 100,000. Now, if he made 50,000, yeah, the woman gonna have to work. Really ain't gonna be able to live. Especially with kids, you really ain't gonna be able to live. It'll be hard to live at 75,000. Like, listen, it's hard to live at $1 billion. And people talk about, oh, that budgeting issue. It's not that it's budgeting issues. It's that as your income goes up, your life goes up, because the people around you know you got money. So now more people are asking. More people are breaking a leg and spraining an ankle so that they can't work, so that you have to pay for them. Everybody have a problem now. Everybody starts to die, and you paying for all the funerals because nobody clicked the link in my description to get life insurance through my life insurance company. So now you paying $2,000 here, $5,000 there, $2,000 every month. You spending thousands on funerals because nobody had life insurance. Then everybody wants you to be their child godparent. So now you have 100 godchildren. So therefore, it's a birthday every day. So now you sending $50 to $100 every day for birthdays because you got it. You got it. So they think. And if you don't give them nothing for their birthday, now you got to go through what Glorilla going through from Brorilla, what y'all call her. So now, and so that's derogatory term. Y'all came up with it. Forgive me now, bro. But now you got to go through that. So now Glorilla gets coerced into hanging back out with her sibling who talked about her like a dog. Now she got to hang with her and give her money because she called her out. When that's Glorilla money and she don't owe her grown musky siblings nothing. Don't owe them a dime. It's different if they sit in a wheelchair, can't work, but you a full grown adult. Go work at Walmart. Go work at McDonald's. Don't nobody owe you nothing. But that's what you go through. So that's why people don't understand how you can make $1 million and still be broke. Because everything goes up. And when you hear people say this, you got so much to say because you never been there and you can't imagine it. Like, listen, when I made $20,000 a year, I thought I would be rich and never have a need at 100,000. When I got to 100,000, I thought that when I got to 250,000, I would never have a need. When I got to 250, I thought at 500, I would never have a need. When I got to 500, I thought at 750, I would never have a need. When I got to 750,000 a year, I thought at $1 million, I would never have a need. Listen to me. When I got to $1 million, I thought at 1.2 million, I would never have a need. When I got to 1.2, I thought at 1.5, I'd never have a need. When I got to 1.5, I thought at 1.7, I'd never have a need. Listen, everything goes up. Everything go up. And so here's the thing. You can't make 6 figures living next door to someone who make 5 figures, because they're gonna start to look at you differently. And now you become a target. Now they want to come rob you. And then you can't make 6 figures and just put all your money on the market, because now you're betting on other people's companies. So if the owner of the company gets online and take a hit of Mary Jane, your money gets cut in half because his company stocks tank. And that's what happened with Elon Musk and Tesla when he went on Joe Rogan and went to smoking. Tesla stocks tank. And now you got to wait for it to come back up. But your tomorrow is not promised. So you go to withdraw your money just because you don't want it to keep on going down. And now you've lost 20 to 40% of your money that you had in there. You had $100,000 in there. And because of he want to go and act a fool, your 100,000 is now 60,000. And now you scared, and nobody is a fortune teller. Nobody can see the future. So you go to get your money. Even though people say just leave it, you don't know where it's finna go, and that's all your money. So now you go get your money, not just like that, because you bet on somebody else, you lost 40%. And they say, oh, every 10 years, the market has proven to be this or that. But it's like, okay, yeah, the market approved to do whatever it want to do. But that don't mean that's always going to be the case. And that don't mean I got 10 years to wait. What if the Lord finna call me home in 3? You see what I'm saying? So now you face that dilemma. So what you got to realize is, like, money is a serious thing, and it changed people. It changed people. Tell you that right now. It have people acting different. It really do. It have people acting different. And so you have to be careful if you anything you have. Anything you have. If you gotta take and get over here and you got this, like, for example, I got a support over here, and she worked for big wig lawyers. She worked with big wig lawyers. Like, what you got to realize is, although she don't make their money, she got access to their ear. So guess what she did? She saw what I was doing with my mentor.life, and she set up a meeting for me with her boss, who their company has handled major tech companies. The startup, the fundraise, the sale. And she take little old me with my little old tech company and put me in position to talk to him. Guess what? Had another supporter who worked as an executive assistant, just like that client who worked as executive assistant. She worked as executive assistant. She support me. She support my content. She want to get my content on TV. She the executive assistant to the producer for one of the largest talk shows in the world. So guess what she does? She sets up a meeting for me and another black man who is a relationship coach. She is the executive assistant. Her job is not talent development, none of that. Her job is not talent sourcing or scouting. Her job is executive assistant, but she still have enough influence to walk me into the door into one of the largest production companies. This over a decade ago when this happened. So imagine the man she meet. He done hopped off the porch. Oh yeah, so like with your boss or whatever, like, what is she open to you pitching her ideas? Because I don't want to overstep my boundaries or anything like that. But, like, as you already know, I mean, I hope you'll know, because I be inside you. But as you already know, I have a prolific mind. So it's like, yeah, I ain't get it tattooed on me like Nipsey Hussle, but you already know I got prolific mind. And so what I'm wondering is, can you set up a meeting for me with her? Because I really feel like my real true gift is television production. He found out that's what she do, and that's all he want her for, is a connection. And that's what, and if she is not attuned to this, if she ain't thinking, if she ain't listening she'll understand that even though she ain't got all the money in the bank account, her network is her net worth. She worth hundreds of millions because she got the ear of people who touch and deal in hundreds of millions. So she got a lot to lose. So guess what? If she take a misstep and she bring a man into her ecosystem, into her business, and he putting hard wood on her, and that man goes into that meeting and he embarrasses her and embarrasses himself, they finna get rid of her because now she's a liability. She has access to confidential information. She got access to a lot of stuff that they trusted her with, and now she with a loose cannon. Now she with an opportunist. Now she with a man who could try to get position enough to convince her to file a lawsuit. So now she can't move now. Now she can't make nothing happen because she about to lose her job. Because they like, you a liability. Because this man trying to get in here, and what if he come in here and he go to stealing, he go to assaulting people, he go to doing it, doing that. Like, what happened if we put him on and then y'all break up? You boohoo crying, you stressing, you worried. Y'all work in the same office now. You crying, you going through all that right there. And see, a lot of women don't see the finesse. A lot of women don't see the long play. And I done talked to women who it be 5 years down the line where the man finally make his chest move and finally get the job that he always wanted, that only she could put him on for. He finally get that job. He finally get that position. And what she don't realize, that's the sole reason he wanted proximity to her. The sole reason. And see, here's the thing. Some women ain't dumb. Because see, the thing about it is, a wise woman, she will share her blessings with people she feel are deserving, but they never asked her. She'll share her blessings with people who didn't even know her proximity. But see, the woman who get finessed, she is the woman who meat got put on her. And then she comes to try to put her man on. And so that's why, so I tell my clients, and I even told my sister, and she took it too literal. I say, don't tell me nothing about a man you dating inside of the first 6 months. And I told her, don't ask me for nothing. A man not coming around me for nothing. He's not getting nothing from me until that's your husband. And even when that's your husband, if I still ain't got no good feeling, he still ain't benefiting from my life. And guess what? It's been men that know one of my family members who done got with my family member, and they done benefited from the level of my life and the perks of my life. And that man be gone. Or that man be beating on them. Or that man be dogging them out. And I be like, see there? I told you. A woman resources is for her. A man resources is for the woman and children. A woman resources is to protect her so that if the man ever do her dirty, she got something to fall back on. It's our job to take care of the woman and the children. It ain't a woman's job to take care of the man. Now, if that just happened to be the case because the woman wanted to, go do this job that just happened to pay all this kind of money, and what the man does, his purpose, his passion just don't pay as much, that's an exception to the rule. But that shouldn't be the setup. That shouldn't be the goal. It could happen like that, but that shouldn't be the goal. It shouldn't be the man saying, hey, I'm going to not work because you work. Hey, I'm going to do less because you doing the most. No, that shouldn't be how that work now. So y'all, hey, get this in your spirit. Think about this. Got to call my wife and ask her about something. But hey, all the important links in the description. Don't get finessed. If you don't know and you feel like it's a possibility you're getting finessed, then click the link in the description to get a one-on-one session. It is booked out unless somebody has canceled. It is booked out. So let me see here. Let me update this here link. Update this here good link. My discounted price did increase. Had to do that just for my capacity. I'm booked into April or May now. So I just realized I will be booked all year long if I ain't increased that price. Let me see. Yeah. Booked into April. Let me see if I'm booked into May yet. I'm booked. I got bookings in May. Let me see, y'all. I'm booked into May. Let me see. May 13th. May 14th. May 15th. May 19th. It's a lot of openings still around it, but I'm booked to May 19th. May 22nd. May 22nd. So yeah, click that link now. Now, if you need to speak sooner than April or whatever, you have to get 4 sessions up front. That makes you a VIP client. After you do that, then email in with your receipt. And you'll see the email address on the confirmation page. And then I will send you my cell phone number for you to text me. And then we find time the following week. So you get in within a week instead of having to wait a couple months. And so that's the hack. But that's if you know you need more than one session. If you only need one session, then go to mymentor.life, click on hire a coach. You'll see me there. And then you could book your session there. And so it's more than my discounted session. It's a little more, but it's still technically a discount as well. But it's more than my discounted session that's booked out for months. But you'll be able to find a time in the same week or the next week. And then I'll, see the email. And I'll write you to make sure we got the time right. And if I need to adjust the time that day or move you the day before or the day after, then I'll do that. But hey, God bless you. Thank y'all so much who have supported the channel on the first round. Those of you who have supported it on this round, you will see the minimum we got to hit for. So this is like basically a crowd raise. And so based on the regulations, you got to hit a minimum. And if you hit the minimum, then it's activated. There's no going back on it. For me, if we don't hit the minimum, then everybody is refunded and nothing changes. So that's how that works. God bless you. Keep your head up, and we'll talk soon.